friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I need a little bit of motivation to read. I'm currently working on another video where I read 5 specific books for that video, and I'm not feeling great about the first book, and all of the books are kind of similar, so I want to pick something completely different. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. Just one more time. Okay, so I need some motivation to read, and I'm always super motivated when I do reading vlogs. I'm reading a book for another project I'm working on, and it's not working out, and I'm at that point where I don't care. I just want the book to be over, not invested in the characters or the plot or anything. So it's time to move on. And I thought, what better way to stay motivated to finish something than to start a reading vlog? And plus, if it starts sucking, I can tell you exactly why it's sucking. So I'm gonna be reading my book of the month copy of Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which is about our main character, Chloe Brown, who has chronic illness and possibly chronic pain, and she's not really done a lot of things. Chronically ill computer geek. So she has a goal, a plan, and a list, and she comes up with 7 directives to help her get a life, and they list them out here. And she basically enlists Red, this handyman with tattoos, a motorcycle, and more sex appeal than 10,000 Hollywood heartthrobs to help her tackle this list. And it's just something completely different than I've been reading, and maybe that's exactly what I need. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I have my coffee with Cool Whip, and we're ready to read. This is for my mother, who did whatever it took. Acknowledgements right here in the front. Little author's note. So I don't often read the acknowledgements, if I'm being honest. I do sometimes, usually when they're in the back of the book, but I always read the author's note because I think it gives you a little insight into the story. Good morning, friends. I'm gonna check in very quickly with Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I didn't read too much last night, but I did read enough, and it reads fairly quickly. So I'm here, I'm on page 121, and I'm really enjoying the story. It just got a little bit juicy. It's definitely adult. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to see what happens. But I want to say that I did see that the audiobook was available on the Overdrive app, and I was listening to it, and I don't like the narration so much, but I think if I listen to it more and more, I'll get okay with it. But anyway, super cute story. I plan on going to the gym after work, so I'm gonna bring my AirPods so I can continue to listen. I think that this is a story that I can like lock into and focus on audio, so we shall see. If not, I'll just switch over to music because I don't want to miss a single second. But I'm really enjoying it so far. Happy Thanksgiving, friends. It is Thanksgiving 2019, and my mother-in-law just left. It was just my husband, myself, and my mother-in-law, and we just ate, and my belly is so full, you guys. I read a little bit this morning. I plan on reading more now that the festivities are over. It's just kind of dining room table, everything's like pretty much cleared off. Got food over here on the counter, some stuff over here. The pie is cooling. There was a pie catastrophe. So since I cooked all of the food, I asked my mother-in-law, I was like, can you get the pumpkin pie and Cool Whip? And she said yes. When she came here, the first thing I noticed in the Cool Whip was that she got the light and that's a big no-no on Thanksgiving. And then not only did she get a light Cool Whip, but she got a sweet potato pie instead of pumpkin pie. And then not only that, but she didn't know that it had to be baked. So it literally just came out of the oven. It's 221 and it needs to cool for 2 hours. So it's not gonna be ready until like 4:30 this evening. So we're gonna have pie later, but everything else was really good. But I'm about to dive into my book again. We also have the parade going on. Let's see where I am in my book. I am currently chapter 10. Let me get my bookmark out. I was trying to do it one-handed. I'm on page 154, chapter 10, and I'm just gonna dive back in, read right here by the window. I have leftover coffee from this morning. My amaryllis looks amazing over here. Just surrounded by plants, the parade, and it's time to read, so let's do it. Good morning, friends. I am here with my final update of Get a Life Chloe Brown. It's Black Friday, so it's November 29th. It's 7:47 a.m. and why am I compelled at like 7:45 in the morning to talk to you about this book? Well, I finished it last night when I went to bed, and guys, I love this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Like, how is this possible that like when I do reading vlogs, I pick up great books? I just don't understand, because any other time I've been sucking. So I absolutely loved this. It was adorable, and it was like fluffy as well, but it had like fluffy moments, I'll say, but it also dealt with some really interesting, like real topics that I've never read about before. For starters, our main character, Chloe, is a person of color. She's plus size, and she suffers from chronic pain, and it's fibromyalgia, but how like it came to be and all of that kind of is just crazy. And I've never ever read about something like that before, and I think it's amazing that I finally did, and I felt that it was done in such a way that was like real, and it felt like good representation, and it felt like I definitely like fell in love with her as a character. She was like snarky, and her sarcasm was kind of like her humor was kind of dry, but she's very much like, I don't know, she's definitely like her own personality. Redford, on the other hand, also very cool backstory, and definitely dealt with his own set of circumstances that I also have never read about. I don't want to say anything. I almost think I should a little bit. I guess I should, because it's kind of a trigger. Red was abused by his girlfriend in the past. And so it's like a male being abused by the female, and it's usually you hear about like women being abused. So in this case, Red is the one that was abused. So reading about that and like making it real, like it just, I don't know, it was done in such a way that was like believable. It wasn't like over the top and like dramatic and put in there for like shock value. And because of the things that have happened in their past, because of Chloe's chronic pain, and because of Redford's painful past, like they are who they are because of that. And they almost see each other and the other person, like, I can see that you're in pain, and I can see you're in pain. I don't know what's causing it, but I can see you're in pain. And then as they get to know each other, because they hate each other, that was the only thing I was a little bit confused by. I'm not sure I quite understood why they disliked each other, other than they just, from the outside looking in, they like prejudged a person. But once they started chatting with each other, it just was freaking magical. The writing was so well done, so well paced, and I was just interested throughout about lots of things. There were lots of little things that I was like, ooh, I want to know more about that. Ooh, I want to know more about that. And it was just so good. I know that this is the first book in a series, and I know that the second book, I think, follows one of Chloe's sisters, and I'm so interested because her family just seems like so quirky, enigmatic. Basically, the premise of the story is that Chloe knows, because of her pain and because of like this almost accident that she was in, her life flashes before her eyes, and she thinks, oh my goodness, if I were to die today, it would be a boring life. I wouldn't have done anything. So she decides to make this list of things that she thinks that if she does will kind of like make her seem like she's done more with her life. So one of the first thing that she does is moves out of her parents' house, and so she has her own apartment, and Redford is the superintendent at this apartment flat or whatever, this flat. And they see each other from time to time, but they're kind of annoyed with each other. And then one day, as Chloe's like walking by, there's a cat up in a tree, and she goes to rescue the cat. And because of her chronic pain, she kind of gets herself in a pickle, and she can't really get down with the cat. And Red kind of comes to the rescue and helps her. And that's the first really true interaction that you see with them. But then she ends up telling Red about the list. Not the entire list, but like a couple of things on the list. And he agrees to help her with a couple of things on the list. Well, along the way, things happen, and it's just like so cute. Also, very steamy. I am gonna say that it really puts it out there. So, I mean, I was like, whoa, I was shook. I mean, by the like sexual stuff in here. I mean, they were definitely craving each other. I will just say that. So steamy for sure, well paced, loved the characters, can't wait to meet more of the characters in this world. And I'm so excited to continue on when those books are released. So if you haven't read Get a Life Chloe Brown yet, definitely pick it up. Talia Hibbert is the author right here. She's absolutely gorgeous, as I noticed when I went to go take the dust jacket off. She said that this story touches on the process of healing after an abusive relationship. If this is a topic that you're sensitive to, please be aware. I hope that I have treated the issue, my characters, and you, the reader, gently. And she absolutely did. Like, I felt that. I felt that it wasn't like over the top, crazy. And it didn't have to go into like too much detail. It went into enough detail that we like felt the pain for the characters, but not like too much graphic detail that's just like over the top and like squeamish, you know? So if you are sensitive, like tread lightly, but in my personal opinion, someone that has been in an abusive relationship before, I think that it was very well handled. So good job. But yeah, I really recommend this if you don't like mind sex scenes and stuff like that, and you think you can get through the abusive and chronic pain parts. I hope that wouldn't be triggering to someone. I think that you would really see yourself in Chloe Brown. So yeah, I really loved this, you guys. So that's all for this reading vlog. This was the perfect book to pick up during this like Thanksgiving week-ish kind of thing. And yeah, I really liked it, you guys.
So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.